Gio, obviously, in terms of the result, your disappointing result in LA, what are sort of the keys to rebound from that game now in Cincinnati?
Definitely disappointed result. We're not content in the fact that we gave away too many goals these past two games. But there was a lot of good things that we have done, not only in this game, the past game as well, that I think are showing that we are progressing in some areas. And it was specific moments in this match that unfortunately we should have been better, and they capitalized on those moments. We also have some very good moments which we didn't take advantage of. Game could have been different, and I think after the third goal, unfortunately, the game changed completely. So a lot of things to look into it, and we're gonna continue to work. It's not definitely a result that we're happy with. This is not what we want, to give our fans that support us so much. But nevertheless, we know what we need to continue to work and make sure that we're better. But there's a lot of good things that we've been doing these past two games that I think we can build upon.
In terms of the defense specifically, like you said, 7 goals in 2 games. That's more than any other team has conceded in MLS. What are the specific areas on defense that need to be better, and what do you need to do to make those areas better?
Yeah, I think a lot of times people make a mistake of thinking that goals come only because of the fault of the defenders, and that's a very big mistake. It's a collective work of an entire team that allows to defend well or to attack well. And I think we have moments in this game that we give away. We have moments in Colorado that we give away goals, especially the moments that we give those goals away, 45th, 46th, 90th. So those are things that we need to be better at. But it's a collective effort to make sure that we defend better, which we did a lot of the times. I think if you go back and you look at the first half, there were not too many chances from LAFC. We defended well, we played very well. But we have to be constant through the entire match. It's not, we cannot give away moments to then have to catch up again in the game, and that's one thing that we need to be better at.
After a result like that, do you think that it's likely that you can make some lineup changes heading into this weekend?
We're analyzing that. We're looking at Cincinnati. We're deciding who are the guys that are going to play in that game, and and that's what we're working on in practice. So I'm very content with the group that we have. It's a moment just to continue to make sure that we keep on working. We've been here before in the past, and we just have to make sure that we continue to work with the convictions of the direction that we're going to, which I think is going to be very good. And we'll see it. As I always say, everybody has an opportunity to play, and everybody's important in this club.
In terms of, similarly, in terms of formation, last year, obviously you went to New York, you conceded 4 goals, you changed the formation to sort of that Christmas tree, the 4-3-2-1, and sort of went from there. Do you see a potential response being a formation change, or do you feel really settled at this point in the 4-2-3-1?
No, we need to win games, and we need to make sure that we put the guys that we feel this week have worked the best, and we have to make sure that we get the job done. This is another difficult match. We know that these 12 games are going to be tough, all of them. So we just have to make sure that we continue to get points and making sure that in Cincinnati we're a little bit better focused and that we're able to do a better job.
Do you see this as a big opportunity to potentially rebound, maybe get your first win against an expansion team, or would it be a mistake to underestimate Cincinnati?
No, it will be a mistake in every way in MLS to think that you're going to play any team and that you can get a guaranteed win. This is who thinks that way is a fool. This is MLS. This is difficult. Every game is tough. Doesn't matter who you play. You can go and ask Atlanta what happened at home. They got 1-1 against Cincinnati. Every game is tough. You have to play every game, and we have a conviction in the direction that we're going. We're very happy, with some of the things that we did. We just have to make sure that we are more thorough and constant to make sure that we played the same way for 90 minutes.
So Chara got a second yellow for flicking a player's ear. I mean, what was your reaction when you saw what he did to earn that card? And I mean, is it frustrating to see kind of silly things lead to losing, an important player?
Yeah, it's important. It's difficult to lose an important player in the way we did. I think, unfortunately, that the sort of things happen sometimes. Maybe the referee saw that one and didn't see some others on the other side. But that's what we have to play with. And unfortunately, Chara is an important player for us, and it's not going to be part of it. But this is the moment for other guys to show. Whoever is going to step in the position for Diego needs to show, and what a better opportunity to show that we can win games as well. In this situation. So there's a lot of energy. There's a lot of conviction in this club. This week, the guys practiced excellent today. So I've been very happy with the approach of the guys and the response that I see, this week from the match.
And I'm sure you know the stat that the Timbers haven't won since 2015 without Chara. I'm just curious what you think about that stat. I mean, is it just sort of an anomaly, or is Chara that important of a player to you guys?
I think two things with that. Chara is that important. Two, every record is broken. So I don't care, what are the chances? We want to win every game with Chara, with whoever's going to be on the field. He's, as I said, he's a very, very important player for us. Not only for us, he's a top player in the league. So any team will definitely will want to have Chara on the team. But the reality is that he's not available at the moment, and there's other guys that I think will step up.
And how do you make up for his absence with the guys that you have? I mean, and what have you seen from them? Are they kind of seizing this opportunity, kind of knowing that this is a big opportunity for them?
This is what, usually players that want to be important, that want to contribute to the team are waiting for. Opportunities to be able to step in and play. And I think now one place open up. Let's see who's going to be able to take it, and hopefully he's going to do a good job. And then put a case to make sure that the player can continue to play.
And just last thing on Chara and his importance to the team, what is it specifically? Is it kind of the ground that he covers? I mean, you've talked about it before, but can you just kind of explain to people why he's so important for the team, why he's so good?
His work ethic, his quality on the ball, the way he covers space, how smart he is to be able to, to help the team in difficult moments. Offensively, he also is one that creates good moments going forward. We saw that there was a moment in which we broke apart. We broke forward in a counter. And he was the player, and they had to foul him because he's a player that can give you a lot offensively and defensively, and he's an important player for us. Unfortunately, he's not going to be available, but as I said, it's an opportunity for all the players to show.
You guys are going to face some former Timbers on Sunday with Audie and Pal, and also Darren Maddox was a former Timber as well. What is it going to be like seeing those guys on the other side of the field? And does, maybe knowing their tendencies a little bit better from having worked with them make it maybe easier to prepare for those guys? It's
going to be great to see Alvas, Ari, Matex. I know him as a player. Of course, he wasn't here last year. So it will be great. You always want to see players that you coach, players that have been part of a club. I think it's going to be an exciting game for them because I think this club was important for them as well. And I think it's going to be a good match, and they're definitely going to give everything that they're going to have, So I think for us, it's important to go there and get points. And at the end of the day, if Daddy plays, now they play for Cincinnati, and, it's going to be a brand new game.
Coach, thinking back to last year and the result at New York Red Bulls, one of your concerns at the time was how the team finished that game and the effort over the last, I guess that was about 20 minutes in that game. Were there any similar concerns about the way you guys finished Sunday's game?
No, completely different story. This game had all the things that we need to be better at, but 60, 65 minutes of the match, we were in the game. We played very well. We did a lot of things. As usual, we have to be better in some aspects. We need to work. And then they capitalize in good moments. Some players that make good decisions in key moments. But ultimately, we're happy with what we did in the way we created chances. Second half, we created chances to tie the game. We didn't capitalize, and they were able to capitalize on the opportunities. And as I said, once they scored the third goal, I think it was a different game, and that we need to be better. We need to continue to believe. We need to continue to make sure that we keep on playing and give everything that we have through the entire match.
I believe 4 of the 6 open play goals that the team has allowed to this point have been somewhat similar. Play from the inside, going outside, players being able to drive balls into the 6-yard box. How much of a concern is it for you that very similar play from 2 different teams are producing very similar goals?
Yeah, I agree. I think that there were some similar type of goals, in these 7 goals that we got scored against, but they come from different moments. That's you see the end result, but there's other things that happened before that we need to be better at, and that's what we've been working on, and making sure that we keep on, pointing out those things that we need to improve. So for me, it's just making sure that we continue to work, be better. Once we commit, always, defensively, everybody together, we do a great job. And in those moments that we give spaces, that's when we get penalized. So we need to be better.
I think you mentioned before it's a little bit too easy to pick apart the defense. So I wanted to ask you about the midfield, specifically in these moments that are leading to access to those dangerous areas. How would you assess your midfield is performing in those moments?
Good moments, some of the moments that we can be better. Our wingers, good moments, some of the moments that it can be better defensively, and also the strikers, the guys on top can do a better job defensively, but they did a lot of good things. So for me, there's a lot of positives. We can look at this result, and definitely it's discouraging because, 4-1, you don't want to be able to lose, especially at this time in the season, when especially when you do some very good things. But we have to continue to go on our path and make sure that we make the best out of these 12 games that we have away from home.
And then going into the Dallas game last year, you and the team were able to turn that into a positive and start moving in the right direction with the performance down there. What lessons from that time leading up to the trip to Dallas can you apply to this week leading up to the trip to Cincinnati?
Yeah, I think being disciplined in the things that we ask the players to do, making sure that they are able to perform as a group. And if we perform as a group, we're a very tough team to play against. But we need to make sure that we're constant during the entire 90-minute plus, and making sure that we do everything as a group in the same direction. And I think that's that hopefully is going to be something that we're going to be able to do better against Cincinnati. We did, fairly well in these 2 matches, but not good enough as we wanted. And at the end, we want to make sure that we get the result that we're looking for.
Profe, en español, ¿qué fue lo que falló en este resultado un poco abultado?
Sí, creo que fueron momentos cruciales en donde nosotros le dejamos a LAFC conseguir espacios donde nos penalizaron. Creo que hicimos suficientes cosas buenas en el partido para poder haber conseguido algo más en el partido, pero lamentablemente luego del tercer gol el equipo creo que cayó anímicamente y ahí fue complicado para recuperarse. 7 minutos difícil donde nos hicieron 2 goles y una tarjeta roja. Pero antes de eso, creo que esos 65 minutos fueron muy positivos, hicimos cosas muy buenas, tuvimos el chance no solamente de empatar, sino de irnos arriba en el resultado, y tenemos que ser mejores en capitalizar esas situaciones. Por lo tanto, estamos tranquilos en la dirección que estamos trabajando y creo que tenemos que seguir adelante.
¿Puede influir tanto mentalmente en los jugadores que se van a jugar varios partidos fuera y no se va a jugar en casa hasta...?
Sí, puede ser que también influya un poco eso en la mentalidad del equipo, pero tenemos que ser suficientemente fuertes para superar eso. No podemos tomar eso como una excusa, aunque pueda ser una realidad, pero no podemos tomar eso como una excusa y hay que seguir trabajando.
Finalmente, ¿qué se espera para este partido donde van a enfrentar a varios jugadores que estaban en el equipo y a lo mejor sintieron que no eran, ya no lo necesitaban aquí y siempre se juega más fuerte, ¿no? Contra
sí, totalmente. Cuando hay jugadores que van a otro club y juegan contra su club pasado, sin duda de que hay algo más en esos partidos, pero los conocemos bien, sabemos que son buenos jugadores y no solamente vamos a jugar contra ellos, vamos a jugar contra un equipo que quiere conseguir su primera victoria en su primer partido en casa y tenemos que ser suficientemente buenos para hacer un partido de la manera como queremos nosotros y conseguir los puntos que estamos buscando.